Beth at West Coast Wool, and it's July, and that means we're going to be working on Block 2 of Imperial Bloom's Block of the Month program. Now I've got a lot of information to share with you this month, and I'm going to challenge you a little bit. We're going to be working on a large piece of velvet, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. So let's come on over to the work table and I'll go through the entire block with you. Let's have a look at the finished block. This is block 2, and I'm going to give you a close-up of the stitches so you can see it. I've got the layering cotton up here in the corner where I've done some running stitches, and you can kind of see the outline of the leaves and the French knots. Just going to give you a good close-up shot of this so you can see it. The photo that I gave you in the extra instructions is not that great. It's just a printing thing, but I wanted you to be able to see the block itself close up. You'll see photos that I'll post on Instagram and Facebook, but for now, you kind of get to see the stitches. Okay. So this is what your kit looks like this month. You are going to get a little bag of punched circles. So this month I am treating you to your circles that are already punched for you, so you don't have to do that. You're going to get 4 pieces of wool for the flower. You've got your cotton overlay. You have a stripe fabric here, or it has lines in it. Make sure that you orient the lines going vertical because you're going to be doing some running stitches through this. You're going to get a piece of velvet. This is some hand-dyed velvet and a piece of Presto sheer. So I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. We're going to kind of switch gears because we're going to be doing this velvet, and it's going to be a little fiddly. We've got some points to do, and I think it's best to use the Presto sheer, and I'm going to show you how to put that together. Okay, I have my piece of Presto sheer here. I have the bumpy side down and kind of the flat side up. You're going to trace your pattern piece for the velvet on top of the Presto sheer. The easiest way to do it is just take your pen and just mark all the way around, just like this. You can join the dots together, or you can just keep on making little dots all the way around. So that's the easiest way to do it. Okay, you can kind of see that. So once you've done that, you're going to cut away. So you're going to cut just beyond the trace line so you can still see the line. Then you're going to take your piece of velvet, go to your ironing board, and lightly iron the Presto sheer to the back of your velvet. When you do that, if you have one of those wool ironing mats, use that because that will keep the nap won't press down your nap too much for the velvet. So if you can use that, it'll keep it kind of fluffy. Be gentle. It does not take much to iron this down. So once you've done that, you're going to cut a 1/4 of an inch and make it a generous 1/4 of an inch around your trace line here. And then you're going to have your applique piece. Now, you're probably wondering, what the heck, I've got all these sides pressed down. So what I did, because the velvet kind of moves around and you want the placement to be just right with your block, for me, because I don't do a lot of needle turn, I wanted to have a starting point. I wanted to make it easier for me to sew the velvet down. So what I did was I used my water-soluble glue stick, and I put a little bit of glue on top of the Presto sheer, and then I just used my stiletto. This is an applique tool, and then I turned the edges over just to kind of get it started for me. And in a few places I did it, and around here, so that when I put it on top of my block and I pinned it, it was easier for me to see where the velvet was going to go, because you know the velvet kind of goes, well, it has a mind of its own. So that's how I handed the velvet. If you have any questions about stitching down the velvet, please let me know, and I look forward to making another video next month, and hopefully I won't have so many outtakes. Have a good month. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful for block number 2. Be sure and look for our block number 3 next month. And in the meantime, check out my other YouTube videos. I've got some great tutorials out there to teach you some new stitches, and I've thrown in a few other things too. Be sure and like, subscribe to my channel, comment below if you've got something to tell me, and keep it woolly.